from the City Council tonight is expected to bring big improvements to the area's sports scene.
That's right, and it's all because of the taxes you pay on food and lodging in the city. Northern News Now's Cara Kopp was at that meeting and breaks down the athletic facilities project.
Yeah, we know that our rinks, our ball fields, our courts, and our athletic facilities across the city are really in need of reinvestment.
To keep up with those investments, city councilors like Eric Forsman approved extending the current 0.5% city sales tax Monday night.
So not a new sales tax, but an existing one that would be used to fund transformational investments in many of our neighborhood athletic facilities.
The vote set the tax on food, drink, and lodging establishments to stay in place for the next 30 years, or until they reach their goal of $36 million to complete their 4-phase plan.
So the first phase, we're going to be looking at a couple of key investments spread across the city.
That tax will also help the second and third phases, which will pay for the renovations to existing outdoor and indoor sports venues.
We'll look at neighborhood recreational centers, potentially indoor athletic facilities where you could see one out west, one out east.
The fourth phase could potentially bring in new partnerships in the sporting world.
We'll also be able to engage our intergovernmental partners, so Duluth Public Schools, the University of Minnesota Duluth.
Jim Philby-Williams, the Duluth Property Parks and Libraries Director, says with these partnerships, a larger tourist base would become available to the city.
So attracting out-of-town teams to participate in tournaments with all of the associated hotel stays and restaurant stays.
A move Forsman says will support people of all ages as well as businesses.
I think that will allow us to compete with other regional centers.
In Duluth, Cara Kopp, Northern News Now.
And the first phase of the city's parks and athletic facilities project is expected to begin this year.